If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy merch indeed, a child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener. Today is a very special day, dear listener.
It is Dwayne's birthday stream.
Dwayne Chamberlain 3.5's birthday stream. Dwayne Chamberlain is one of our favorite Homo sapiens. Massive Beatles fan. Good sport. Funny as hell. Married with a wife that takes good care of him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that takes care of him.
Yeah. He's in good shape. He's in good shape. So. This is our guy. So we're pretty happy today, and we are reviewing. I'm pretty sure every song is gonna be a Beatles song. I think
that's what it looks like to me. The Beatles' Norwegian Wood is up next. This bird has flown. Dwayne says in early 1965, while on vacation with his then wife Cynthia and producer George Martin, John Lennon wrote this song about an affair he had, and And through his acoustic guitar, he played it for George. He told George he was trying to write about the affair without letting his wife know he was writing about an affair.
La. Was it Yoko?
Oh God, I don't know.
Was it Yoko who
know.
he's having the affair with?
No idea.
Dwayne?
When he presented...
Oh no, Riv says, this is among my mom's favorite Beatles tracks.
What? Oh God, Revo. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of stuff that when you get older, you'll be like, wait.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You look back at it. I believe that. You know what I mean?
I think Riv is starting to have one of those moments in this moment.
Wait, it was
Welcome.
Riv?
Welcome,
was it
Revo.
It was Revo?
I mean, no, it was Riv.
Oh, no, Riv. Okay. All right.
It was journalist Maureen Cleave.
Oh, boy.
Okay. All right.
When he presented it to the band, George Harrison asked if he could contribute by playing this new instrument, the sitar, S-I-T-A-R.
Yeah.
Which he picked up earlier in the year after he had heard Indian musicians playing it on the street corner. After it piqued his fascination with the instrument, he was advised to listen and learn from Indian composer Ravi Shankar. Harrison was quoted as saying the band would often look through the cupboards and tinker with new instruments for their songs. Interestingly, the sitar was never used in Western music before this. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The title Norwegian Wood refers to the cheap wood paneling that was popular in New England at the time. Lennon enjoyed having fun with his lyrical content, so the title worked as well as the conclusion to the open-ended meaning. Recorded in December of 1965 and the second track on the Rubber Soul album, this is Norwegian Wood. Listen, I don't know if it's the same type of wood,
So
but the wood
like a
paneling.
double entendre? Is that what he was saying?
You know, I hadn't really gone there with it yet because I was thinking of this story.
We did a song yesterday where the guy was like something about the American. Anyway, go ahead.
All I was gonna say was the church growing up had a bunch of wood paneling, and we always had to wait. We'd all go upstairs to like do our little presentations for the parents. We'd sing songs and whatever. And I remember being like Orion's age. Must have been 3 or 4 years old. And we were standing on the stairs, and there was the wood paneling all the way up the stairs. And it took so long for all these little kids to file upstairs. And so I just remember I kept licking the paneling because I thought it had an interesting taste. You know what massive, nasty chemicals and grossness must have been on those walls?
You know...
Oh, sorry, babe. You don't want to kiss me now?
I won't.
I won't.
It's not
over,
if I want to or not. I won't.
Seneca is
Disgusting.
our last child.
And
with that, Norwegian Wood!
Not anymore, you disgusting thing! Oh, we're spinning out here. We're spinning out. Okay.
Well, let's do it. Let's see what this song's all about.
Okay, it was not Yoko Ono. It was some what do you call it?
You said it was that other lady.
It was some what do you call it?
Well,
News. The news lady. It was some lady on the news. All right, guys. Here we go. Giggity wants you to know that they lick windows. So there's that. Shout out to Maureen, who is the inspiration for this song. Let's do this shit. The Beatles, Norwegian Wood. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
So he agrees with me. He's like, all right, let's go. Let's do this shit, John.
I know.
Let's go,
I was like, what?
3, 1, 2, 3.
Our Amazon account is up and running now. We are selling our formula officially. It's amazing stuff from Europe.
Made in Germany. Sold in America.
Highest standards there are. In America, the standards haven't been updated since 1980. It's super weird, like older than me. In Europe, they update safety standards basically every year. This formula is top notch, great for the stomach, great for constipation. This is a great product. If you happen to want to purchase it and join us on our journey, then grab the link in the description. If you do and leave a review for us, send me a screenshot at vinandsori@gmail.com of your review after you have received the product. We will put your name in a hat. Song reviews are going to come out by some of the people that have left reviews. Don't forget to send us a screenshot of your review once you get the product. Now a word from our mascot dressed as a pirate, Fuji.
Ah! It's a deal of a deal.
That it? That's...
I like
this
one. I like this one. Although I don't think it's discreet. Wait.
No,
something else happening?
It's not. It's not discreet
I think
at all, in any way, shape, or form.
maybe he was so deluded he thought, well, he would just tell her, I slept in the bathtub.
I'll say it this way. It doesn't. There's nothing in the song that indicates that he's with somebody at the time.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
The discretion is, oh, by the way, I was with somebody at the time. It's not that, oh, I hooked up with somebody in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the discretion part of it would be, well, he was married when he was hooking up with Shorty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So
I still think it's discreet, even though it's pretty, you could pretty much figure out what the hell is going on.
I thought he said he didn't want her to know.
Yeah. So he said, I once had a girl. So if it was there's a difference between it being last week and 10 years ago.
Wow.
If I wrote a song about, interactions I've had with people, like, you wouldn't assume it happened last week.
No, but I'd be like, why did you write an entire song about what's-her-face from 15 years ago?
Because we're in a band. It's called the Beatles. It's a 2-minute song. You can make that work.
In a relationship? If you wrote an entire song about some other woman?
Yeah, because they're the Beatles. They wrote "I Want to Hold Your Hand," blah blah blah. That's what people are expecting of them. They've written a bunch of relationship songs.
You're right.
You could easily get away with that. Well,
you're right, because they have to write songs that their audience is going to want.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a stream image on Trello. Yeah, I put John Lennon up there because I didn't see the stream image. I didn't know there was a stream image. Talk to the people while I hook that up.
You want me to send it to you?
You were the worst.
It's right up on Trello.
Jesus, help me, Lord.
Even they know it's right up on Trello. They put it there.
I got it. Let's
you
blame
see how
the
I'm
victim.
getting blamed?
Let's blame the victim.
I'm getting blamed?
I'll stay awake next time.
That means, babe, it was all there.
I really. Oh, yeah. Interstellar was there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. See, if I was John Lennon, or if John Lennon was hooked up with Sori, that would not have worked. Like, there's nothing you could have said, bro. She would have been like, yo, why are you writing songs about previous relationships that you had?
And I'd be right to question it, because he was...
Well, yeah. Yeah, because it turns out it was an affair. Like, yikes.
I mean, would you feel good about me writing music about... If I sit down and write a song and I write about some past relationship?
I mean, you know how I am. Like, if I came into a relationship with you, like, halfway into a successful career where you were guaranteed 1 million sales every time you did a relationship song.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you know how I get down. Yeah, like, I would not care. Like, and I wouldn't assume that you would do something like that, like, a week prior. You know what I'm saying? So there's that too. Like, you're with your partner, you're going to trust him, obviously. But I mean, the record company tried to make it sound like Lennon was single in PR releases, and he wasn't supposed to answer that question to the press. They felt that if he was married, it would dent record sales or their popularity.
Apparently, that's still a thing. Like, with Instagram people, like, they'll be in relationships, and it causes a problem because the person that they're in the relationship with is like, yo, I mean, if you're going to be putting yourself out on Instagram and then at least make it known that you're married.
Yep.
You're with somebody, but the Instagram people don't want the spouse on the channel or the girlfriend or boyfriend on the channel with them, because all the stalker people that want to pretend they're going to get in a relationship with them can't do that as easily if they're married.
I know. We've had a couple people on the channel express their undying devotion to you.
Undying devotion.
Especially when we first started.
Yeah.
Vin is gaslighting Sori. Of course, that's pretty ironic.
That is ironic.
But like, so yeah. I mean, it makes sense, because a lot of times, you know, with artists, it is true. Like, you're not just buying the music. There is a point where you cross a line to where it's them. Like, for me, Korn, it was them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The record was coming out. I was buying it. Period. It's Korn. That's it. They're coming to town. I'm going to the show. I don't care. I literally would have done anything. I'd have pulled in my bag of tricks to get that capital to get to that show. Like, it was them. And then when I would buy general admission, like, we literally would show up like 6 hours before the door opened and just stand out there to make sure that we were going to be in the front, because it was them.
That's crazy.
And I knew you know me, I know exactly where head stands and all that. And so, like, I lined up right there, like, when we went to Slipknot, I knew exactly where Mick lined up, so that's where we lined up. Like, but it was them.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted so. But when I say them, I didn't know those people. I mean, now I know one of them, but I didn't know those people. I knew what they said in the magazines, and then I knew what I saw
That's
on TV.
all you could know, yeah.
And I knew that they related to me and understood my pain and whatever. And I created this entire image of who they were. And then I became attached to that image. So like, if you've got this image of John Lennon and he's married and all that, like for him to do something as scuzzy as that, it's kind of like, damn, bro. So I can understand the record label saying, hey, you gotta find some way to ease this out.
Oh, I thought you were saying that he couldn't even put it out there that he was even in a relationship with Cynthia to begin with. The record label wanted him to be... At the time
that this song was written. So the press release was, when he wrote this, he was single. So don't answer any questions about whether or not you were married, because it would screw up the image, right?
But the real reason was he couldn't answer the question.
You want to believe that John Lennon is kind of like next to Jesus. Like you want him to be you don't want him to be the type of guy that would cheat on his girl, you know, in some random fling with some news reporter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so that's pretty crazy. Like, and how did that conversation go? Like, hey, Ringo, like, I just knocked out this news reporter girl, and I want to make a song about it, so here it is, boys.
Or maybe he had already written the song. Like, maybe this was something that was in his repertoire, and they were like, do you have any other songs? They're like, well, I got this one, but it came from an affair, and I can't let that get out, so.
Damn.
It's a good song, though.
Yeah, they felt if he was married, that's so crazy.
Right, just married in general, it would take down his sales. Because there's a lot of single people that...
No, what he's saying is if he was married, it was dent his record sales because he's talking about this tryst. I don't think...
So it's about this song specifically.
It was known that he was married. That was a long...
So they didn't want people...
They didn't want people thinking that their hero could do this to his wife, you know, and destroy their... and hurt her like that is the point. Like, you know... Oh, look. No. They tried to hide Cynthia, his wife, altogether. That's what you were saying.
And literally, that's what I've been saying. And you hear like those different people on that show too that we watch, where that's part of the dilemma that they have. Is some people have active Instagrams.
Super Soul is saying the same thing. They wanted all the girls to think that all the Beatles were available.
Right. So then all the girls think they have a chance. It's going to raise up their obsession. They're going to buy more.
Such a good call. I could not believe that anybody would go through with that. I would never go through with that. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I know.
You talk about record sales? What you on? You tell me that...
Yeah.
But...
No, they're telling you you're going to make a lot more money if you hide Sori.
Right? And it's a lot... You can get a lot more of other things, too, if the girls think that you're... You know,
I don't know about that.
I don't know. The girls don't... in my experience, they don't care. If you're a powerful individual... As a matter of fact, you being married actually... makes you more desirable to a certain kind of woman. Yeah. To a certain kind of woman.
Right.
I can't stand when dudes like, oh, that makes you... No, the vast majority of women respect that. But there's a certain kind of woman that's like, oh, this is a challenge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, especially if they see the person, because then they can be like, okay, if I get the guy, then I'm better than that person. Even though that's not true. That's not true. It doesn't... the person that they cheat with doesn't necessarily mean that person's better. The commentary really is on the spouse that's doing the cheating.
Yeah.
Not on the not on the people, and, you know.
I agree. Paula Nieves in the house. Vin, when Cynthia was asked if she was John Lennon's wife, she had to say no and say that she was somebody. Yo, that's crazy.
That's awful.
But I mean, you know, that's the kind of strange life these people live, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But if you're gonna do that and you have to hide her existence, then on top of that you cheat on her? Like, if you had to hide my existence, but you were like, I'm 100% in your corner, blah, 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 but you're gonna hide my existence and then cheat on me?
The only thing I'll say about that, though, is that this was the 60s, the 70s, the free love, sexual revolution. Everybody's high, everybody's psyched out. So I'm not sure that Lennon is even looking at this tryst in this hotel as some moral transgression. You see what I'm saying? I'm not sure he's even... was he thinking that? Because he was part of the whole free love movement and Eastern ways of thinking and breaking Western mores and things like that. So I don't even know if he would interpret that action as like this horrible moral thing, like, oh my God, I cheated on my wife. Because they were all doing the free love thing. I mean, you know what free love is? It's like
thought you just have sex. You can have sex with everybody.
Yeah, so even if you're in a relationship, the person is not bound to stay with you. They're all having a nice little, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the idea. So what I'm saying is, like, does he, I almost guarantee you he doesn't feel morally the way you and I feel about it.
Yeah.
You know, to us, it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's a breach of trust. It's something you can never come back from, in the sense that you can never undo it. But I don't know if that was his mindset. You know what I mean? I don't know what his mindset was of it. You know, the Beatles were always in teen magazines, had to hide the relationships with her. Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know.
I understand why the record labels did it, because you want.
But then again, there's
want
everybody
people
saying
to-
free love was really not a thing when the song came out. So, like, I'm trying to defend John here. I'm trying to, like...
Well, what has Dwayne said about it?
The Beatles were always in Teen Mag. Yeah. It's just... I don't know. I think, like, that was the price that those girls understood you had to pay to be with those people. And I don't think we can even understand how big those guys were. Like, we don't...
No.
We don't have a situation, like, infrastructure-wise, to even have somebody that has that kind of fame anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially, especially like now with social media, where literally you can talk to your rock idol or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember, like, one of our friends has a reaction channel, and he needed something. He needed like help with a code or something like that. So I jumped into his Zoom real quick, and there's a guitarist from this giant band, and they're just chilling.
Yeah.
And dude was like, "Yo, if they saw the three of us right now in this room, people would go crazy." Like, so, and I thought to myself, "No, you're a rock star. Like, nobody would go crazy because me in here, you're the fucking rock." But like, he's thinking. He doesn't see himself that way. He sees himself. So we're never going to get to the point where there's ever going to be a Beatles again, because it's not because people will not be that talented. It's because the setup isn't there for that kind of idolatry. I mean, I mean, it's like, I remember with Korn, we had MTV and things of that nature. Yeah. And like, it still became extremely obsessive because I didn't have access to them like I do. Yeah, like, I don't think I'd have been as big of a Korn fan if I would have had YouTube and whatever. But I was a maniac about Korn because they were so rare. Mm-hmm. So anytime they came to town, or anytime you saw a video or whatever, it was like everything stopped. I would watch MTV for like hours just to get that one video that I've seen already a million times. Wow. Like, you're not in that situation anymore. You don't have to work to see your artist anymore because
the video's always there.
It's always there.
Search for it. Boom. There it is.
Yeah. This song was crazy. Shout out to Cynthia. Sorry for her.
9.8. Yeah, I'm sorry for it too. 9.8.
This song was a little too short for me. I was really frustrated because I have never heard a song like this before in my life. What is it? The sitar? I'd never heard something like that. Well, I've heard the sitar, but apparently this is the first Western song, but the way that they put that in there, it was like, like we listen to other prog bands or whatever, and they put different instruments in there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it works, but sometimes it's like, man, you're just playing a xylophone or a ukulele just to say that you're different. Man, that shit is... I mean, it works as far as like the notes rhyme and stuff, but like this song, like that sitar, like it's in the song, it's embedded in there, it works, it's great. So... man, I just wish there was a little bit more, but I mean, these guys are like, nah, you're getting 2.5 minutes, bro. What did you give it?
I give it a 9.8.
I give this one a solid 9.1. I will say, as Riv says, there is a certain benefit to songs being short. Especially if you release this as a single on the radio and it's like you're grooving to it and it's only 2.5 minutes long, you are gonna buy that fucking record because you literally will become addicted to this stuff because you get that endorphin rush. Mm-hmm. It's a release of hormone, whatever.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is when you have a bunch of short songs, is they can have like the variety in how they play.
Yes.
So.
Yes,
you
but
know what I mean? Like it's
risky too because if the sitar doesn't work, It's gonna
only
be like
2.5 minutes.
you had that 2 minutes, but the song is complete trash because you only have 2 minutes. Like, you know how some songs, like with progressive bands, they do these 11-minute tones or whatever, and it's like, yo, that section was trash, but this section, holy shit! You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to hit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a 2-minute song,
that's true.
you better.
You can't have any slack.
Yeah.
Well, looks like they do. So
Didn't look like they. Yeah, giggity right there. Leave them wanting more. Exactly. Exactly. I may be the only person who thinks the Beatles are overrated. I'm not gonna say they're overrated. But I will say I'm not a convert yet. I'll say it that way. But this song was gangster. 9.3. Would you give it?
9.8.
Dear listener, we shall return very soon. We are in the midst of the Beatles stream. Happy freaking birthday, Dwayne. We truly, truly mean it. We shall return,
For sure.
day listener. And we got Delaney freaking O'Connell. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.